Hello guys, my name is Ben and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. Okay, most of you guys don't impress me at all by watching and not subscribing to my YouTube channel. It's so annoying and painful, after putting up all these things just to give to you guys for free. You guys don't subscribe, you don't like, neither do you even share the video on your TikTok pages. Please do this to encourage me. Okay, and when you do this, you are encouraging me to do more beautiful programs. I might end up writing network files for you guys for free. You guys can even copy the code. I'll put the code to the link to the code on the description below if you want. Just by subscribing, it will encourage me to do such kind of things. Okay, all right, so the purpose of this video is to write a program in C programming language. Remember, we are learning the C programming language, so we are going to write a very small program, but it's going to do something that is so trickish. Okay, this program is going to print out the Linux kernel. Okay, the Linux kernel that is running in our machine, either in our computer or in our smartphone. Okay, so this is what this program is going to do. Is going to print out the release version of the Linux kernel, the name of the machine, and the system name itself. So this is something that everybody should know, the kernel that is running and all that. Okay, so without further wasting of time, let's dive straight into it. As you can see on my screen, you can see the directory in blue color called my YouTube. So I just have to cd, which is change into my YouTube directory, and I press enter. You can see I'm inside this directory. If I do the ls command, you can see these are all programs we have been writing since we started this YouTube channel. Okay, so what we are going to do now is to create a file, and I will call it linux.c. remember that every C file, okay, must have the extension .c. Okay, so make sure you do that as well, and you press the enter key. If I do ls again, you will see that linux.c is now being created. So what we are going to do next is to start writing our code. So for us to write our code inside the terminal, we need a terminal editor called Vim. Okay, Vim is a CLI terminal based editor. CLI simply stands for command line interface. Okay, so I will just type in my Vim and pass in the name linux.c, which is the program name of our file, linux.c, and I'll press my enter key. All right, now you can see that we are in the Vim mode. Okay, just like this, the Vim is, we don't have insertion permission, so we press the I key on our keyboard and we are into the insertion mode. The insertion mode allows us to read and write to this file, so we can start writing our code. So I will put hash, which stands for our preprocessor in our computer, that tells C to use the preprocessor inclusion. Okay, inclusion, we don't call it inclusion though, we call it include, but according to the C by Dennis Rishike and Arrow books, it's called inclusion of name files. So what is the name files are we trying to include here? We're including the stdio.h, which is the header file where most of the standard library functions are being defined and declared, so that we can access them, such as printf and etc. Okay, so I will just comment this code with the /asterisk, which is a way to comment code in the C programming language. So I will say header files functions. Okay, header files functions. So I'll just call this header files functions. Okay, header files functions assessment. Okay, so I will just now /asterisk. So without this stdio, we can't access those functions inside the stdio.h. So we need to include the stdio.h to be able to access functions like printf function. So I'll press my enter key. Then the next thing we need to do now, we need to also add in the int main function. Okay, now we are not accepting arguments from the terminal, so we don't need to pass in that parameter. So I will just close this and put my open curly brace, press enter 2 times, type return 0 semicolon, and close the main function block of statements. Okay, there's still one header file we need to include so that we can be able to access the UTS name data structures and its functions called uname. So we need to include that header file. It's not just a standard header file, it's a system call of the assembly language. Okay, so I will do hash, which stands for microprocessor. We are using the inclusion of name file, which is include, and we are including the name file called uts name. okay, UTS name. This UTS name is stored in the sys directory, so we need to say sys/UTF name, then at the end we put our .h, okay, and close the greater than symbol, which is the tag, and I press my enter key. So now we can start writing our code. Okay, inside this UTS name it has a structures where every of its properties are being defined and declared. So for us to access that structure, we need to create a structure of the UTS name and also give it an identifier name of that structure. So we say struct UTS name, then I'll give it to you. Okay, so I press my semicolon. Okay, and that is it. So I press my enter key again. We can use the function called uname, okay, which is a function. Now we can pass in the address of this u, which is this structure, to the UTS name. So I will say ampersand, which is used for accessing address. Which address are we trying to access? The structure of the UTS name called u. So we'll put our u and close that bracket and press enter. So now we are now able to access that structure. All right, now in that structure there are so many properties there, like the sys name, like the release, like the version, like the machine name, and all that. So those are what you want to access. So we use our printf function now to access it. Okay, so we type the printf open bracket and I'll put my double quotes. So first of all, I would like to print to the screen first the machine name, which has to do with the sys name. So I'll say %s, I put space. I also say release, which has to do with when it was released. I also put %s, okay, I put space again. I would like to put the version in brackets, so I will type version, also put %x, then I'll close the bracket. Okay, on that I'll press on %s, which will give us some other credentials about the Linux kernel and the system itself. Then I'll just put my \n, okay, and that double quote and close that. Then it's time to pass in these properties. Now to access these properties, we need to use the struct UTS name u, which we declared by ourselves. So we say u dot, which is the membership operator. Now we say sys name. We are accessing the sys name property. Okay, now we have accessed that one. Another one we would like to access is the u. We're using the membership operator to access the release. Okay, and now we have accessed that one. We'll put another comma. Comma is a separator in the C programming language, likewise other programming language as well. So we do the u again dot the membership operator to access the UTS name structure of u identifier we gave it. So we say u dot version, which is the version now. Okay, we say this will now be the version. So I'll just make this text more smaller so it fits the screen. Okay, version. Then I'll also put my comma and also put the last membership, which is u dot machine, and that is it. So I will just close this and put my semicolon. Make the scheme a little bit more smaller again for it to fit, and that's all. So this is all we need to write this program. Now it's high time to run these programs. Okay, let's try if everything works proper. So let me just comment this header files here. So I will do / asterisk access UTS name properties. Okay, so properties structure. Okay, asterisk, and that is it. Okay, so I also like to comment this one so that you guys understand what each and every line of this code is doing. Okay, so I also comment this one. So I will say creating giving this struct UTS name, okay, an identifier and an ID, okay, called u, and that is it. All right, so now accessing that to print the u name, so we say accessing. All right, so accessing the address of of struct u. Okay, and that is it. Okay, so my spelling of address is incorrect, so I'll just put more x, and that is it. Okay, and here also remove the 8 and put it asterisk. So guys, let's compile this code and run it. Escape shift colon wq, and that is it. So we use our gcc this time around, linux.c, then we'll give it an output name called linux, and I'll press my enter key. Now you see it compiles very fine. If I do the ls command again, you can see we have linux in light green color. So let us run this linux. We do dot forward slash okay, linux. The dot forward slash means please, we are telling the compiler, please execute this program called linux in this current directory. So when we press our enter key, now I can see our output. Linux release version of the kernel is 4.9.5157. okay, and you can see the versions as well, the time zone of where I'm currently in, and all that. Okay, and the year it was actually released and everything, and the microprocessor that is currently running in my system, which is the Arch Linux. You can see it's Arch AARCA64. So my device is a 64 bits. Now you can see the full information we just got from by writing this little program in C programming language. So guys, if you like what I just did, please give me a subscription, give me a like, give me a follow up on my TikTok channel, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel to receive more videos like this. Okay, so thank you for watching, and it's been educational hanging out with you guys. See you on my next video. Have a nice day. Bye.